Hello dear Ronins, welcome to Ronin Hood. Day 2, 28 hours fresh bamboo cut. So today it will be the second day of practice with bamboo cut and the ookaze from bushiden. So we will go a little bit more far in detail. So you remember that I talked in the previous episode on B1, B2, B3 and B4. So these are the different parts of bamboo that I have cut, and from the soil to the height of the bamboo I start with B4, then B3, then B2, then B1, and I always reverse to have the larger part on the higher tip on the stand. So this second day I was more about the form than about the skill, because on the first day with the Ronin Dojo Pro I was really more about the skill. On this day I was more about trying to get all the form as Scott M. Rodell on his amazing performance. So trying to get all the details as he practiced with his Dan Dao Chinese long swords. That is about, I think, 90 centimeters for the blade, and for the tsuka, the handle, I think it's kind of 60-70 centimeters. Maybe the blade is between 80 and 1 meter, so between 80 centimeters and 100 centimeters approximately from what I can see on the video. So this blade is with a different steel. It's a 1095 carbon steel, but it's having less weight because it's 1 kilo and 20 grams instead of 1 kilo and 100 grams as the Ronin Dojo Pro. The second thing, and I had great expectation for this second day, is that the steel is harder because it's 1095 carbon steel, but because of the shape of the forge, it's inariku kareru, it is more fragile, especially on the edge. So I was scared about breaking this blade. It's a beautiful blade with a really good weight distribution, as you can see all the information on the previous reviews about ookaze from bushiden. So you just have maybe the link over there in the up right corner. So for the first cut on this performance with bow shuriken, I was really well surprised that it was getting through and my cut was clean on this first part of B4, the B4 part of the bamboo. So it's thin, so less inertia, but it was cutting well with 30 degrees angle cut, 45 degrees angle cut, or sometimes between 20 and 30 degrees angle cut. So even with less inertia, this no-he blade was making a great job. But, and I will start with the problem, I changed the stand with my big stand, and that changed everything in the performance, because I had to change of trajectory after the throw. That it was on a front trajectory, I had to change on a 45 degrees angle cut trajectory on the left, exactly like did Scott M. Rodell from what I perceive on his performance. But on the first day I was preferring to do everything on a front line, and I was right, because for me and my abilities, skills, I really feel better on the first day. The second problem to getting on 45 degrees angle trajectory is, so I have to change of trajectory. But the second thing is the stand is too high, so I'm limited by the depth to avoid the bow shuriken. I'm limited by the 45 degrees angle cut that change my body movement, and not really used to do that. So I have to keep a clean body posture to have a clean cut, and I'm limited by the height of the stand. So you have just seen before that I was almost good, having a good cut with the flying cut bamboo in the air. So it was almost well done. So this edge react really differently, especially for cutting in the air, because I was not great with the Ronin Dojo Pro, because not enough sharp edge, and because I think too heavy blade with not great weight distribution, so I was not comfortable as with this one. The angles are between 30, 45, 60, 70 when I was limited with the height of the stand, but you can see most of the time it's clean. Fiber is a bit destroyed on one side, and here it's almost clean but not totally clean. Here it's a 45, 60. So it's really difficult because of changing of trajectory, as 45 on the left, the height of the stand, and because of the width between the stand and the target for the throwing. So I think I'm really less comfortable because of this set, this installation. Even I got a greater sword, a better sword. The installation changed everything for me, so I'm less comfortable than the day one. So this point is really important because it will be all the subject about the second day. And the second is that the bamboo is drier. I was not feeling it so much on this second day, but the bamboo is drier, so less fresh. And this is important. We will see that in the day number 3, day 3. So I'm trying to feel comfortable moving the stand as I can, because the feet of the stand are limiting the possibilities of getting closer with the stand from the throwing target. So I'm trying to find a balance. So you can see there the installation. So with the small stand is better because it can be almost on the line of the front trajectory target movement of the body. With the big one, it's creating 70 centimeters on width between the stand and the wood wall target. So these are the difference between the day 1 and day 2. Here it tries on cutting in the air with kesa, and the problem that I was expecting just happened. The Nariku Kareru shape from the inside, on the inside, make chip on the blade. So it's my second broken blade, if you remember the first episode of Ronin Hood. So I'm a little bit sad, but I was expecting it not on the cutting in the air with bamboo, but more cutting with the bamboo stand. So for the bamboo stand, I'm really happy because you can see they are clean cut even on this little diameter, and little diameter are really more difficult to cut from my first day experience. So you have clean cut. It's scratched here, so it's not clean because I think I was really not comfortable because of changing a direction on 45 on the left, height of the stand, and the width between the throw target and the stand. Now we're getting closer. I moved a little bit the stand, trying to find almost a front trajectory, reducing a 45 to a 20 or 30 degrees trajectory on the left. That was a wrong cut, incorrect cut. This one is correct. I think the big stand is a problem, but the bamboo is getting drier, and maybe I become more tired because it's the second day of training. But the sword is awesome. Ookaze is really awesome. I'm sad to break it a little bit. This is a 15 degrees angle cut between 10 degrees and 15. We can see on the shape it's making a cut of 30, 40 centimeters. I tried little section of bamboo cutting in the air, impossible for me with one hand cut, and even with two hands impossible. I will talk about that later. You will see how 80 centimeters is more easy to cut as length of bamboo instead of with omote is more about 20 or 40. With bamboo less than 50, 60 it's almost impossible from my experience. Of course masters can do with 20 or 40, but for me it was really more difficult. So difference with omote, the section has to be really longer. So now it's the larger diameter, the best part. I recommend this type of diameter between 3 and 5 centimeters. This is great. I think exactly there it is 3.5 centimeters and or 4 centimeters. It's really clean, it's really beautiful. I adjust the distance so the trajectory, second trajectory is less far on the left, so I feel really better, and the diameter is better, so I feel really better, and it was really clean, as you can see. Now I tried the really difficult, it's 10 or 20 times more difficult, and I just had my first cutting in the air as the second performance of Scott M. Rodell. I do not recommend to cut to the direction of your front leg. I'm having this because it's impossible for me for stabilization to stabilize in the air horizontally. The bamboo I tried many times, it's impossible, so I cut it like vertically, and you can see how it's perfectly clean. I give 100% for this, and you can see Scott M. Rodell cut it with a 30 degrees angle cut with a stabilization of horizontal stabilization. Is really great. It's really difficult, it's impossible for me. I can just stabilize it, the bamboo in the air with a vertical position, and it's the first super clean cut in the air. So that means that my posture was clean and the cut was clean. I'm really happy. So I was cutting to my front leg because I'm working so many times on this present day, so the surikenjutsu a double cut, so that's why I can do that. The second thing is you can do it advancing your back leg, so it won't be on the direction of your front leg as did Scott M. Rodell. If you have seen the video, he's moving with the back leg to the front, in front, so it's a forward movement, so he's not cutting to his front leg. Me, I was not able to stabilize my posture, so I didn't move my back leg forward, so I stabilized the cut as so the surikenjutsu to my front leg, but please avoiding, it's really important to not do this because it can be really dangerous for your leg, except you are a really advanced cutter or a master of battodo. So you can see how they are super clean cut with this larger diameter. So larger diameter is really the way for cutting bamboo, in my opinion. There is more inertia, there is a really correct angle cut between 30 and 20 degrees angle cut. It's super clean and the bamboo is super fresh because it's closer from the soil. Now we check the edge. The edge is still cutting. Now it's a miss of posture, but here it's able to clean paper, to cut clean paper. Even on small section of paper, it's still doing the job. We are between sharp and razor sharp. Yeah, the blade is still working even for cutting omote, so I'm happy for that. I will talk about that later, the difference between 1095 carbon steel on the evolving of the age when you are cutting bamboo sections, and with 1060 carbon steel. That's it for today, guys. See you soon on the next episode on Ronin Hood.